Hello, I just want to say a huge welcome to our team. So my name is Danni Wells, and I have had my business for over a decade. I started in 2014 after I had to close my career down, which was working in ophthalmology. So I worked in a popular opticians in the UK called Specsavers. Thought that that's where I would retire. And unfortunately for us, our world completely changed as a family of four, me and my husband and our two daughters, when our second daughter had a brain hemorrhage and a stroke, and it meant that she needed round the clock care. And I left my job to be with her and her main carer. So if you've ever had something that's happened in your life that's literally pulled the rug from beneath you, then you can obviously understand. I always liken it now to when people were in COVID and they were self-employed, and one minute they had a job and the next minute they couldn't work, and it's just a really, really tricky time. So Arbonne is a fantastic business to run alongside of everything else that you do. So whether it's running a house, raising children, raising grandchildren, working a job, multiple jobs, having pets, it's a fantastic way to build an extra income alongside of all of that. I've been doing this over 10 years and I've not found another way without having heavy investments into like properties and stocks and shares. So without having like a lot of money to put somewhere, it's the best way to build that weekly income without having to give up a job, give up your children, give up your pets. Whereas I know when I was looking for a job before I found Arbonne, when I was looking for a job, I was like, any job I look at is going to take me away from hospital with my daughter, and I want to be in hospital with her. So this was a great way to build something from my phone around her. So personally for me, it's the best thing ever. There's over 500 products that you can use, you can recommend to people, you can have people buying from your shop, and I love that people can buy from your website from across the world. So I'm in the UK, and when I go to bed at night, people in Australia and in New Zealand are shopping on my website. I wake up in the morning and I've had like 1,000, 200,000. I've had 1,000 to 2,000 pounds running through my website while I've been asleep, and I've made money on that. I've made like £300 while I'm asleep. So this is just fantastic. Now, of course, that doesn't just happen like that. You have to obviously build your reputation, build your credibility. Your customers have to love buying from you. Why do they choose you rather than another consultant? So you have to be there to help, there to assist, there to answer questions. My customers know they won't get an immediate response from me if they send me a message, but I will respond within 24 hours. So when I get little snippets of time between being a mum, being a volunteer, doing all the things that I do, I pick up my phone and I'll just respond to one question at a time, put my phone down, carry on with the tasks that I'm doing, like with my kids, for example. When I get another second, I'll pick my phone up and I'll respond to another message from a customer. Usually it's things like, what do you recommend for bloating? What would you recommend for skin issues? So I'll respond, carry on what I'm doing. And it's a great way to be able to dip and dive into your business like that. So you've decided to start your business. I'm so excited that you're here because it is the most fun business you can ever imagine. Like I know people that have been doing Arbonne for 45 years and they're like, I cannot imagine having spent all of my time doing anything else. This is so rewarding, so fun, constant dopamine hits and adrenaline and excitement. Like, yes, it's a business and you are going to have like any other business, your peaks and your troughs. Of course you are. You're going to have people question you, your integrity, your products. Like people are going to do that. Like I know people that have become childminders or hairdressers, and to them, they're the best version of what they do, but they still have people say, I don't want to shop with you. And that's okay. You can't take it personally. Like I know people that are great hairdressers, but I only have one hairdresser. So I don't go to multiple different hairdressers. Not because I don't think my other friends that are hairdressers are great. I just already have one that I like. So, if you decided to become a childminder, you can't suddenly expect all of your friends with children to use your services because they either don't want to for whatever reason, or they go elsewhere. Like sometimes when you start your own business, you kind of have to start from scratch. You see this in trades, don't you? You know, when somebody decides to become a plumber or an electrician or gas man or woman, they kind of have to start from scratch and not rely on their existing network. So exciting though. It's a very exciting time. It's a fantastic business to be a part of. So you've decided to start your business. So you've got your website, you've bought your online franchise. So you will have had this, you will have received in the post a little goodie bag. So your catalogue will be in there. You probably received, that's just a little welcome card. You probably received the Dermaresult skincare sample set. So try that on your skin. It's a lovely set to start using. and some bumps about a little welcome. So have a read through that. You will have also received either a free box of fizz or a free glow cream if you paid full price for your website. Occasionally, Arbonne do offers on the website, which means that they discount the freebies because the freebies are worth £70. So, of course, if the website is cheaper, they're going to discount the products. But if you paid full price, you will have received one of these and you could have picked either or. And if you are in our if you're sponsored by me, I always like to send a little tick sheet out because I just think it's nice to have a visual when you're getting started in the first week or two to see what most people do that start their business that are having success. Now, I introduce a lot of people to Arbonne, and not everybody gets off and gets started, but the people that do this. So if you've decided to open your business and you just really want to enjoy the community, you want to enjoy the free things that we do, like the book clubs and the miracle mornings and the trainings, and you don't really want to build a business, you don't really want any customers, you definitely don't want to be teaching and training consultant, that's your choice. That's absolutely fine. There is zero judgment. But if you've started because you're like, I want to make this a thing, I want to make this like a really big thing in my world, this is what most people do. So I send this little tick sheet out. You can actually print this off, so I'm just going to show you where it would be. So if you don't want to wait for me to print it and send it, I'm going to show you where you can print it. So this Facebook group, helping your new consultant get started. If you click into files, it's in here. So there's a non-PDF and a PDF. They're exactly the same, just one's PDF. So you can print this off and start working through your tick list here. So look, join it. Number one, join one Q&A WhatsApp, and then we go on from there. So you can just have a look at that at your own pace, and then other things to do. And then the idea is to have about 10 customers that absolutely love the service that you provide. Ideally, you'd love them to be on subscription, which is called Replenish Me, but of course that's optional. So the idea is to have 10 customers or obviously more, and then to help at least 4 team members to do exactly the same as what you're doing. So they have 10 customers each as well. So in this Facebook group, you okay? Oh, what's happened? Oh, let's pause this. Well, I'll be back. How do I pause the recording? There we go. What have you done? What's that? Did you wee? Have you weed? Did you wee wee? Did you wee wee? There you go. Right, I'm back. This is what I mean about with my business, I have to bit and bob between my 4 children. So, right, let's go back to where we were. So if you're in this Facebook group, and if you click on the feature button, you're going to get the 4 steps to getting started. So step 1 is about being in the WhatsApp and the Facebook group, and then about launching your business. Now, if you had any business, so let's say you have decided to buy a Subway franchise, let's just say, I'm just using that as an example, or a Costa franchise, coffee shop franchise, some sort of franchise that you can think of on the high street, and you've decided that's what you're going to buy. The first thing that you're going to do when you open your business is have a launch, and you're going to invite everybody, because let's say it's a coffee shop, and let's say your Uncle Bob, he hates coffee. You're not going to not invite him because he hates coffee. You're going to invite him anyway, because the idea is Uncle Bob knows 50 people at work. He's got a handful of neighbours that live around him, and he's got a friendship network, and he goes to church, so he's got a church network. So you're like, right, if I invite Uncle Bob, that's one person, but he knows 100 people that I don't know. Hopefully, he comes to my coffee shop. We do the grand opening. I explain that we do coffee, we do tea, we do bagels, we do X, we do Y, we do Z. And hopefully Uncle Bob goes and tells those 100 people in his network, you need to go and see Sally. She's got this business. She doesn't just do coffee. She does bagels. She does this. She does that. She does that. And he is going to advertise you for free. And it is the most powerful form of advertising. So when you have a grand opening with your Arbonne business, you want to invite every single person that you know. So the idea is that every one person knows 100 people. Because Uncle Bob might not buy from you, but I promise you somebody in his network is going to if he advertises you correctly. But what you don't want is Uncle Bob going to tell his church network, yeah, Sally's got a business. Yeah, I don't really know what it is that I don't know if I think it's just makeup. I don't really know. Like that's not what you want. You want him to explain you properly, advertise you properly. So when Uncle Bob comes to your launch, you and your sponsor are going to explain Arbonne. If you're brand new, your sponsor's going to do all the explaining and explain exactly what Arbonne is. So, um, it's so hard to concentrate with them there. So, what am I saying? What am I saying? What am I saying? Yeah, so you're going to have a launch to explain what Arbonne is in the most effective way that every single person at your launch is like, oh my gosh, Sally's business is amazing. It does nutrition, it does makeup, it does skincare, it does personal care like toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, sun cream, etc., etc. So you need to have a launch so that every person in your network can advertise you to their network. So don't discount people that you know because you think they're not going to buy from you or support your business. It's not about that. It's about them advertising you to their network. No, we're not ready to go yet. We're going soon. So, a launch. I would recommend you do an in-person launch if you can, if that is possible. An in-person launch would be great. And I recommend you definitely do an online launch. So with the online launches, I'm going to go back to showing you how they look so you can actually see what they look like. Here we've got loads of links for videos of recordings of online launches. So I'd highly recommend you have a look at them and speak to your sponsor and say, yeah, let's get this done. Like I'm nervous, but let's get it done because it's going to advertise your business in the best way, and speak to them about in-person launches as well. So step number 2 is about inviting people to your launch. Step number 3, my goodness. Step number 3 is these 3 audios that you must listen to. This is essential that you listen to these within the first 48 hours of starting your business. So you click on click on the link and you'll be able to play these audios. It is so essential. Oh my gosh, these kids. Oh my gosh. Right, so you must listen to those. And then step number 4 is after your launch, how to follow up with people. What's going on? Stop it! I'm just going to pause this. What's going on? What? So, yeah, so following up after your launches is all here. So step number 4. So please have a look through that. This is me re-recording this video, so that one will be replaced with this one. Launch follow-up here. I think that's everything in there. Yeah, perfect. Also, I would like you to go through this group because there are posts in this group that are like 2 minutes long. So look, 1 minute 10, and it tells you how to do specific things. When you have watched, for example, this video, I want you to give it a like and comment so we know you've done it. So you're like, yep, done that. And then you move on to the next thing. So this one, 1 minute 39, give it a like, give it a comment, yep, done that. When you've gone through all the training in this group, I want you to tell me so that I can send you a prize, which is going to be a full-size product for free, just because you've gone through the training. You've gone through this group, you've gone through all the training, you've gone through, you've checked everything, that you've liked and commented on everything. You're like, yeah, that's all done. I am fully trained up now. Some people will do this within their first week. Some people, it will take them a couple of weeks. So whatever the pace is that you're working at, and if you're working around chaos, like I do constantly. Right, I also want to show you this Facebook group is for ongoing. So the one I've just shown you is for new people. This one's for ongoing training and questions. You can ask questions in here. And this is where all the trainings will get posted. And then in here, this is an open forum, an open group for anyone that's interested in Arbonne to learn more. So you can use this and add people in who maybe have attended your launch and tell you Sue at work is looking for an extra stream of income. I think she'd be really interested. So you can add Sue at work, Sue at your friend's work to this group, and they can learn more about what Arbonne is. People that ask you about products, you can add them to this group. It's just a really nice community group for people to learn more about what Arbonne is, so you don't have to do it yourself. So that's in here. Here we go. Right, then you've got your website. So when you log into your website, you can do it from your phone or your laptop. You're going to click log in. And I want you to have a little bit of time going through your website and having a look what's on here. If you click on your little icon, it opens up more tabs. So your host perk program is where you get your vouchers. So this is where you get your vouchers from in here. You can go on to how you get paid, renewals, your personal website is here. Make sure that you copy your personal website and keep that saved in the notes in your phone. You change your password in there. If you go back to your icon, you can do recommended carts. So there's so much in here. So I want you to have a look through all of this. There we go. Last couple of things. Just got to go around Hera. I would love it if you could get hold of this book from Knowledge is King. It's the best book to read to have a really successful network marketing business. So it's a fantastic book. I love it. I've been highlighting it and making notes. So The Big Build by Dana Collins. And also, am I sharing my screen? What's happened here? Am I sharing my screen? No, share screen. Also, if you go to YouTube, you can get this, you can pay for this book, or you can go onto YouTube and get this information for free. Type in Don Fayer 45-second presentation, and he has these mini videos about how to build a network marketing business. You can get this as a book, or you can watch it for free on YouTube. I highly recommend you have a look at these napkin presentations, because when you learn the napkin presentations, you can get yourself a little whiteboard, or you can use pen and paper. And this is the best way to explain to people how your business works. So this is what I do. So I explain to people that when they start an Arbonne business, they buy a shop, they buy a franchise, and their franchise is www.whatever their name is.com. And they've paid an annual price for that every year. Now, on your website, you're going to have customers that go in and spend money from all across the world. And when customers spend money, you get paid 35%. You need a poo-poo. Okay. Yeah, let's pause this. Back. So you get paid 35% from customer orders. So if a customer pays £100 for products, you're going to get paid the following week £35. Really simple, right? So if you have 10 customers and they collectively spend £1,000 a week, you're going to get paid £350. That's really easy to understand, isn't it? So that's the direct sales part. So you look, oh, is that permanent marker? Didn't want that to be permanent marker. Ugh, I thought it was a whiteboard pen. Right, I'll sort that out in a moment. I was going to show you something else as well, but apparently I got a permanent marker pen. I'm going to show you how your network builds, but I need another pen. I'll be back. Definitely a whiteboard pen. So just ignore that part for now. So when you have decided that you want to work with a team of people, if you decide to do that, let's say you introduce 5 people. Now, I always think when you introduce 5 people to your business, it's like having children. You've got 5 children and you're basically doing the same thing with them that your sponsor did with you, and introduce them to everything that I've just shown you just now. Now, you will help your 5 team members, your 5 children, build a customer base. That's basically what you're going to do. You're going to help them build a customer base. When your children decide that they want to build a team and they all have children of their own, everyone has 5 children in this business because it's just a nice, easy number to use. You've now got 25 grandchildren. So you've got 5 children, which Arbonne call your first generation, and you've got 25 grandchildren, which Arbonne call your second generation. And then they have 5 children each. So you've now got great grandchildren, That's 125 great grandchildren. And Arbonne call this your third generation. And we're just going to do it one more time. You can go on and on, but we're just going to do it one more time. So if they have five children, your great great grandchildren, 625, yeah, 625 great grandchildren, fourth generation. So generation one, two, three, four. And this is how your network grows. Now, if everybody has 10 customers and everyone's business does £100 a month, what? You've just done one. Just a minute, you've just done one. Right, if everyone's business has £100 of sales going through it a month, so £25 a week. Now, I know that that is like nothing, but just to keep it simple, if you were to add up everybody in your team, so you've got five children, 25 grandchildren, 125 great grandchildren, and 625 great great grandchildren. If you add them all up now on a calculator, I already know the number. It's 780 family members or team members in your team. 780 people. If 780 people in your business are all selling £100 each a month, the turnover a month is £78,000. So £78,000. I wish I could write this a bit bigger. Can I write it there? £78,000. So 7830, £78,000 running through your business. You are going to get paid a percentage of the turnover through your whole team because you're supporting your team, you're mentoring them, you're there for questions. So Arbonne save money. Most businesses, 50% of what they're paying throughout their business is on training, teaching, team, staff, etc., etc. So Arbonne don't have to pay that. They save money. So what they do, that massive saving that they make is they pay us based on a percentage of the turnover. So the percentage varies on your experience in Arbonne from 1% to 18. So let's just say at this scenario, you get paid somewhere in the middle. So let's say 10%. If you're getting paid 10% of that, that's £7,800 is your monthly take home. £7,800 is what you take home a month, plus your weekly paycheck from your customer orders. So, personally, for me, I have not come across a business that enables me to be around my four children, my husband, my house, my two volunteer roles that I do every week and fit it in around it. Arbonne is not perfect. It is not the most unicorn business there is. You are going to experience rejection. You're going to experience people saying that they don't like your products or they're few and far between. You're going to have people that are going to take your time talking to you about a product and you're recommending, and then they go elsewhere. You're going to have times, okay, darling, you're going to have times in your business where you just think, I'm pulling my hair out. What am I doing? However, it is the most extraordinary business because it's fun. You get to help people that have a massive difference on using your products. Every day I get customers that message me saying the difference that I've had from using the products that you've recommended me is extraordinary. Just need to put the toilet extender on. There we go. Toilet extender. And you're going to have, go on then, Hera. You're going to have the best time building this business. But mark my words, there is no other business that you can fit in around a chaotic life. It just doesn't exist. So if you have a busy life, one job, multiple jobs, volunteer work, charity work, kids, pets, family, elderly relatives, you've got people to look after, and you're like, what can I do that's going to fit in around this madness? This is it. There's nothing else. Oh, no, no poo-poo, Hera. This is literally what my life is like all of the time. And I honestly think, how would I create an income around my mad life? There's just no other way. This is the only way to build yourself £500 a week to a multi-million pound business. This can build you a multi-million pound business. In my 10 years in Arbonne, Arbonne have paid me over £1 million over my 10 years doing Arbonne. There's nothing else. There's no other business that you can do around this. Like, you can look everywhere, but it doesn't exist. So if you want to build an extra income and have fun doing it, and have the possibility of being paid the amount of money that Arbonne pay us, and the dopamine hits that you get when your customers say to you, like, oh, thank you so much. Like, I tried everything, nothing worked. And then I tried what you recommended and it actually worked. When you get that on a regular basis, you're going to be like, there's nothing else out there. There is nothing else. When I had my last two pregnancies, I suffered with HG sickness, which is a severe form of sickness. I was sick 20, 30 times every day from start pregnancy to the end. And I really found it hard to work. My first two pregnancies, I worked in the opticians and I was signed off work straight away and I was in hospital on a drip. So when I was pregnant again, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to work? It was the only way I was able to actually work and make an income because I'd be lying on the bathroom floor with my phone in my hand, and my customers would message me and say, I'm so sorry to bother you. I know you're really poorly, but what do you recommend for this? And I'd be like, oh, thank you so much for messaging me because it was such a nice distraction to have that conversation with somebody. Yes, it was over Messenger. I wasn't able to like phone people or do FaceTimes, but I was able to respond back on Messenger. I'd be like, that I just really appreciate you. One, still buying from me, and two, asking me because it's such a relief to have a distraction from being sick. There was no other way I could have built an income. If you're somebody that's sick, I personally have never come across another way to build an income around being so unwell. This is a way to do it. And if you're not unwell, what happens in the future if you are you still able to work your main job? And if you are, fantastic. My daughter was sick and I couldn't work my main job anymore. And I have a lot of people in our team that either they were sick, their child was sick, their parent was sick, their friend was sick, somebody was sick, and their income that they currently had didn't support the lifestyle that they then had entered into. This business supports a lifestyle of absolute mayhem, whereas most other incomes do not support a lifestyle where you're constantly being pulled in every direction. You've got appointments here, everything's being having to be dropped at a hat. Like, this is it. So some people start Arbonne and they're like, I don't know if this is for me. And that's fine. But is there something else? Because I've never come across anything else. So for me, it is worth my time and energy to pour into this business, to pour into my Arbonne business and build a customer base, build a team base, support both of those things and keep growing and growing and growing and helping other people experience what Arbonne is, because it's the best thing you could ever imagine. It started off with Petter Mork, who had a vision to create an income for women. And yes, it's for men as well, but his initial income 45 years ago was to enable women to be able to be millionaires if that's what they wanted, to be a millionaire and to be able to be present with their elderly parents, their children, their siblings, their friends. He could see that women were having to choose. He was like, I don't want that. I'm going to create something where women can have everything that they want and fit it all in. And this is the only way. There's no other way to do that. There just isn't. Or if there is, let me know, because I've never come across it. So that's how you get started with your business. We're all here to support you. We're all here to cheer you along. You're going to have highs, you're going to have lows. Like, don't for a second illude yourself that this is all going to be high, because any business takes effort. You're going to get knocked down like any business. It's like parenting. Parenting is the best thing ever, but it's also really hard. So you're going to be up, you're going to be down. Make sure that you plug into all the trainings. Make sure you stay connected to the team. If you can get to in-person events, that will really keep your cup overflowing. And just get involved. Just be as involved as you're able to be, even if it's stop, start, which is how I run my business. Lots of stop, start. So I'm excited for you. I'm going to come and help you. Thank you so much. Let's go.